next on All Access.
Today's my opportunity.
It's gonna be a long day for the Patriots!
Fires down the middle, provoked by J.C. Jackson. The ball is batted around and eventually intercepted. Go past, intercepted off the deflection. Picked off by J.C. Jackson. The near side intercepted. Devin McCourty waits on it.
How do we feel about the first victory of the year?
Rolling right, he's going to throw it back to Matt Jones. He backs up to the 45. He throws it left for Jonnu Smith.
I'm used to throwing the football. I played baseball all growing up. Obviously, I'm not an NFL quarterback, but I can throw it. Yeah, literally, I can throw it a little bit.
Clearly rattled, Peyton Manning threw 3 interceptions forced by a relentless New England defense that turned 2 of them into touchdowns.
Smith with running room.
Time now for what you've been waiting for, the Belestrator.
Kind of outlet pattern out here tomorrow, which, you know, this doesn't look very good either. This looks like it's probably going to be a tackle for a loss, and now here he goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
It was the Patriots who took flight in New Jersey in winning their first game of the season. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. New England is now 1-1 on the young season. Sunday at 1 o'clock, they face a nomadic New Orleans Saints team that is also 1-1 on the year. Before we preview the Saints, let's look back at the sights and sounds from the win over the Jets.
Talk about a tailgate. The Jets fans don't know about a tailgate. They just know about crying in their little bit of milk they get out there.
Go Jets! It's nice out here. It's nice. There's a lot of Pats fans. The Jets fans are pretty quiet.
It's gonna be a long day for the Patriots! Let's go!
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey!
Hey, fellas, today's my opportunity. Let's come out and get a win, fellas, from the start to the end. We dominate. Let's let everybody know. Put them on alert. We here, fellas. We here. One reason only, to dominate. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
See, I told the O-line, it's pretty simple. It's dominate or cross from you. Take that mentality today, fellas. Go dominate all day. Together, let's go. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together.
Second down and 2. Play fake by Wilson. Deep drop under pressure. Fires down the middle. Provoked by J.C. Jackson. The ball is batted around and eventually intercepted. Picked off at the 35-yard line.
Hey, that's smart play, boy. That's it. Good play, baby. That's it, B. That's it, B. Hey, it was so high, me and him was up there, Pete. But I knew you was right there, so I'm like this.
Snap back, swing of the right leg, kick lifted to the upright. And the Folk kick is good. Make it 30 straight for Nick Folk. First and 10 with a play fake and a bootleg wide by Wilson. Throws on the go pass, intercepted off the deflection. Diving kick by Adrian Phillips. Now out of the gun, Matt Jones from the 27, screens it left to James White, cuts it right across the 40, across the 50 to the Jets' 45-yard line, and eventually chopped down on the play. White to the right of Jones from the gun, hands it again to James White, sidestep left, into the end zone, found a hole with a jump cut, touchdown Patriots!
Attaboy 2-8, attaboy 2-8, let it go,
Way to finish.
Nice job,
Nice job. Way to go, boys. Way to go. Way to go. Good try.
Second down and 28 for Wilson, dropping back, drifting left, throws a deep ball to the near side, intercepted. Devin McCourty waits on it, runs it back right across the 45-40. McCourty with a stutter step, 35. Angles left across the field, tripped up by Wilson.
That's it. Good play. Good play. That's it. That's it. That's it.
The handoff, Harris on the delay, runs up the middle, bounces off a hit. Driving inside the 5, is fighting his way to the 1, pushing his way to the end zone.
Oh, yeah! Hey, we got to blow the roof off. Hey,
Nice job.
complimentary football right there.
Penalties on every play. Keep our hands inside. Do a good job. No penalties here. Nice job on the quarterback. He wanted to scramble. Nice job. Do a good job being disciplined and keeping him in a pocket and pressure up the middle. Hey, no penalties. Great job of staying off the quarterback.
The Patriots prevail over the Jets here in the Meadowlands by the 25-6 final.
There you see it right there. Jets fans heading to the exit. And coach, nothing better than that. It's not the final 2 minutes in the game. I think that's late in the third quarter. Your team had the game in control. You always love seeing that, right?
Well, when the fans in the away stadiums aren't there at the end of the game, that's usually a good thing for us. So, but it's always good to win on the road in the division. So we'll take it.
All right, you got a heck of a kicker, Nick Folk, and you've had really good kickers here, starting with Adam to Steven. And then the consistency, and you've talked about this multiple times with Nick, and he was really good in the postgame, talking about the win and kicking in that stadium for 7 years and understanding it. But just take a look at this with the first kick here, one of these big kicks that he had.
Yeah, I think the first thing you notice here, and this is a little bit unusual because that stadium's so high, there usually isn't a lot of wind there, but you can see how the flags are blowing here, and it's kind of inconsistent. Even in the during the national anthem, they're kind of hanging, and then they blow, and then they hang. It was kind of a swirling wind, but tough conditions to kick in here. 46-yard field goal into that wind, and that's right down the middle there. Bang's a good kick.
Can't get any better than that. Can't get any better than that.
That's a big kick.
All right, moving on here. And James White, and I heard you in the postgame too, talking about he's one of your best players. And we've seen this over the years, money time, whether it's in pass blocking, whether it's the screen game, whether it's off the draw. James pretty much does everything for you, and here he is in the screen game.
Yeah, he does a really good job on this play, and this is a good team play here. This is, it starts with Mac and looking over here and kind of getting the middle linebacker here, Mosley, to just freeze for a second, and that really helps the play so that when he throws the screen past White, that Mosley's kind of over here, starting from here, instead of working in that screen a lot closer to the play. So nice execution here, good patience to kind of hold the coverage a little bit. Same thing here with the backside linebacker. They get him looking, and that sets up the blocks here with Andrews, and then on Wainu. This is really a good job here by James and setting up on Wainu's block, where he runs out and forces the defender to jump outside, and then James cuts back inside. Then he picks up Shaq's block here inside and runs off of that, and then comes and gets upfield. And you see here at the very end, really getting two hands on the ball and showing real good ball security there in traffic. So just really just a complete run here. The execution, getting it started, and then really pressing the blockers 1, 2, 3, 4, and then good ball security at the end. So, really good play.
Not to interrupt you, but I think most fans don't understand how difficult it is for the big guys, talking about offensive linemen, to get outside in open space. And the new rule, the league rule this year, you can't cut
that you got an athletic guy out there, whether it's a linebacker, a corner, a safety. It's extremely difficult for the big guys to sort of settle down and stay up and block those guys. Your mentality is you want to cut.
Yes, and the good thing here that James does is he takes a course that forces the defender to come to the blocker so that the blocker doesn't have to chase him out in space. He keeps running right at the defender, and then lets Mike make the block here and cut back off him. Then after he cuts off this one, then now he changes, gets his vision on this guy, and then that's Shaq pinning him inside. Now he's looking for the next defender, but he does a real good job of setting up those blocks. And then when there's a little bit of space here in the defense, then he gets vertical and, again, takes really good care of the ball at the end of the play.
Great run right there. Okay, moving on here, and you're talking about a guy like Devin McCourty. Over the years, the amount of snaps this guy has played for you. Guy never is off the field. Durability, consistency, and I don't want to say this is a gift, but it's a nice job by Devin reading the eyes of the quarterback.
Yeah, very good. And so this play starts with a little bit of a disguise here. We start in a single high look here, and as this orbit motion kind of comes over the top here, we end up dropping into a two deep coverage, and Judon peels with this outside route here by Berrios. So kind of the idea of the play here is to run the outside guy deep, to run the inside guy on what we call a sail route in and back out, and then to have a third guy in the flat. So the quarterback, reads it 1, 2, 3, and Judon takes this away, and there's not much down here, and they're kind of waiting for this guy to come back out. I'm not really sure, what Wilson was seeing here, but Devin makes a nice play, goes up and takes the ball here, and then really the best thing about this play, for a coach, for me, is just to see how quickly we go from defense to offense. So on the interception, first thing, block the intended receiver, and we do that, right away to get Devin started. And now we pick up some blocking here. So this is Judon on Berrios. This is Hightower and Duggar right here, making a good block. And, we've got Henry Anderson here and Barmore. And so really we've got, everybody turning from defense to offense, how quickly they get into the blocking pattern and, aggressively try to, turn this into a defensive score. And Wilson comes down here, really makes a good play, makes the tackle. But, good disguise, good heads up play here by Devin. And then, real good team effort to block on the return, set us up in good field position.
And that's not one of those plays where you're having those first 10 plays you show on a Monday morning saying, hey, Devin, we got tackled by the quarterback, where a returner would get sort of tackled by that kicker, having some fun with Devin there.
Yeah, and maybe we could block him the next time. That'd be another option.
All right, Coach, great stuff. Always fun doing these plays of the week. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Coming up on Patriots All Access.
Sweet feet and sweet arm. We sit down with James White.
I feel really good out there. Worked hard this offseason.
Relive a pivotal play from that magical season.
And he is leveled. Brian Cox.
Maybe the biggest play of the year.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
I'm Lauren Spencer with your Week 3 Patriots Social Media Minute. The defense recorded 4 interceptions in last week's win, so naturally we called in some help from Sesame Street to keep track.
What is
the Patriots'
number of the day? Let's count the
interceptions
and find out.
Intercepted on the play by J.C. Jackson.
That's 1.
Intercepted, picked off by Adrian Phillips.
2
interception.
The Patriots may have been on the road last week, but as a New York, New Jersey native, Devin McCourty was still feeling the love. Speaking of McCourties, we all know how hard Devin and his brother Jason have worked over the years to raise money and spread awareness for Tackle Sickle Cell. But this spring, they're taking their efforts a step further. The twins are planning their first ever Tackle Sickle Cell service trip to Nigeria, bringing much needed support directly to young children facing the disease. That's all for this week's Patriots Social Media Minute. I'm Lauren Spencer.
After 2 weeks, the Patriots have demonstrated a mix of positive and negative characteristics. As Dan Roach explains, it's called a work in progress.
It's their first win of 2021 with a quarterback who will savor his first win as a pro.
They are 1-1 and now trending in the right direction after getting in the win column last week.
I think all around, I think guys we just all played, a lot better. It was a lot more energy. I think guys were feeding off of each other.
And I think we've definitely improved, and we just have to continue to do that. So we will, and it just goes back to practice and fixing what we can fix, and then keeping everything that we know and that we're good at in our back pocket, and when it comes up, we know how to do it.
Despite the victory, the outside noise is the Patriots are nowhere near where they need to be as a team. Well, it's the same inside.
We challenge each other. We come in there, we don't just say, hey, these are the good plays that we did, this is amazing. We go like, these are the bad plays that we did. This is what needs to be corrected. Your hand placement, your footwork, or the communication. Mental errors are the biggest part that you try to eliminate.
As for this week's opponent, it's the Saints, a dangerous team that brings with them a complicated, constantly moving, high-powered offense, so discipline will be key.
It's definitely a do-your-job game, and I know we say that every week, but there's certain games where, you can't help anybody else out. Like, guys have to do their job. They have to be where the defense calls them to be, because if they don't, Sean Payton's going to have a play designed to take advantage of that.
This week is big on being able to read your run-pass keys and read your keys to know, like, if you have to move with the motion or if you stay put. Like, if you mess that up, then they have you where they want you, and it's going to be a loss, and we can't have that.
There's lots of experience between these two head coaches in this game coming up on Sunday, as they've been with their respective teams for a combined 38 seasons. Belichick at the helm of the Patriots for 22 years, Sean Payton with the Saints for 16. By the way, Belichick leads the series 2-1. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Roachy, thank you very much for joining me now. It's Patriots running back and captain, Mr. James White. Good to see you, James.
Good to see you as well.
How things going for you? Let me ask you this. You look quicker and faster. Do you feel that way?
I feel really good out there. Worked hard this offseason. Obviously, last year wasn't my best year, wasn't our best year as a team, so just want to get back out here and improve. And like I said, just get better each and every day, build chemistry. We have a lot of new guys on our offense, so we're still working, trying to get better, and I think we're trying to do that.
From a timing standpoint, what's it like getting used to a new quarterback? How's that working out?
It's just practice repetitions. Just working on it every day in practice, whether it's during offensive periods or just working on it during the defensive periods as well. Just putting those repetitions in, and like I said, that chemistry will just continue to get better and better each and every week.
All right, you have a nickname. Tell everybody what your nickname is. What's your nickname?
Sweet Feet.
Sweet Feet. All right, I like that. But the other day, you completed a pass. So you know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Sweet Feet to sweet arm. How special was that play for you? And are you used to throwing the football?
Yeah, I'm used to throwing the football. I played baseball all growing up, and I've played quarterback in Little League football before, so I'm used to throwing the football. Obviously, I'm not an NFL quarterback, but I can
Little
throw
League?
Yeah, Little League. I can throw it a little bit.
How fun was that play?
It was a lot of fun. Like I said, we work on those plays during practice. When coach dials them up, you got to be able to execute them in order for them to work.
You got a lot of players on this team that look up to you. How special is it for you to be the captain of this football team? What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It just means I've earned the respect of my teammates, and for me, it's just coming here each and every day, being the best version of myself, practicing hard, studying hard, helping those young guys, making them feel comfortable, and if they have questions, I'm a guy that they can lean on and trust, and like I said, just bringing my best every day. That's what matters most to me.
Bill says he meets with the captains every week. You guys ever change his mind? Tell me what a captain's meeting is like with Bill Belichick. You ever gone in there? Hey guys, we got to hold together. We got to change something with Bill. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
I won't speak on it.
Oh, come on, man. Give me something.
We just share our thoughts on what we think about the game plan and how we're feeling about the week. That's pretty much what it's all about.
Last year, tough year for you. This year, how's it going?
It's getting better. Like I said, it's going to be a lifelong process. Obviously, I talk to my mom now more than ever. She's actually up here right now. My son's birthday is actually today. So, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. So
how old?
He's 2 years old.
2 years old.
So
Wow.
He's getting to that fun age, but just being around my kids, it definitely helps out a lot. They your mind stays on them at all times. So it's been fun, and each and every day I'm learning and just trying to get through this whole process.
Well, you know, all of New England is pulling for you, right? The whole NFL for that matter.
Appreciate it.
All right. Good luck on Sunday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. James White, our guest. We'll be back more Patriots All Access right after this.
We're full of Eastie pride this week for our high school Coach of the Week. Congratulations to head coach John Parziale of East Boston High School, who has been selected as this week's Coach of the Week. The Jets beat Brighton last week to move to 2-0 on the season. Presenting the award is Pro Football and Patriots Hall of Fame linebacker Andre Tippett.
Everything that you guys get here is going to carry you to the next level. I promise you that. 10 years from now, you guys come back and see the old man, and you're going to remember all the great things that you guys have done.
The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $1,000 to the East Boston football program in the name of Coach Parziale.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and have coffee with the coach. Coach joins me now. Coach, first of all, congratulations. First win of the year in the division. That's a big one, right?
Sure is. Always good to get that first one under our belt.
Still have a lot of things to clean up. I know I heard you in the post game. Yeah, you guys aren't finished. What'd you see when you saw the tape?
Yeah, just we need more consistency. Doing some things well, but not all the time, and need to do it more consistently. Need to clean up a few details, coaching, playing, and that'll make a big difference when we can get those things right.
I know it's a short week in the NFL. You got about 3 or 4 days to get ready, and it's time to turn the page onto the Saints. I want to talk to you about Sean Payton. You look at his club, his program. Coaches hate distractions. With the hurricane, the storm, they've sort of been nomads. But how do you see how they've adjusted to it through first 2 weeks of the season? It's pretty impressive, sort of to get uprooted and go play a game where you're not used to playing games. And here you are taking him on. I know you have a lot of respect for Sean, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Saints are a mentally tough football team. They've been in a lot of big games, played a lot of good football through the years, and they certainly did that the first weekend, and not as well last week against Carolina. But I'm sure Sean will have them ready to go, and we'll need to be ready as well.
I'm sure he will. And conceptually, over the last couple of years, towards the end of Drew Brees in his run there, Taysom Hill, and sort of the 1-2 quarterback combo. He's sort of embraced that. You see it in Chicago a little bit now. You see it with Kyle Shanahan out with San Francisco. Do you think that what he sort of started, that coaches are maybe a little more open to sort of embracing that, where it's always been just one guy plays and one guy only?
Right. Well, it's interesting the way that Sean does it, and Hill gives them a little different dimensional, different package that defensively we have to prepare for, and Winston runs the offense similar to the way Brees ran it. I mean, Winston's a bigger, stronger, more athletic kid, and Brees had more experience in the system, but both good quarterbacks. But Hill, gives it another dimension, and definitely forces defenses time to prepare and game plan for the plays that he's in there for, and they have a good variety of them. So it's just another thing to stress the defense.
All right, time now for the Ace Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @JedJ13. Wants to talk to you about the tip drill. Awesome play by Devin McCourty, who couldn't make the interception on that first drive that the Jets had. Tips the ball to J.C. Jackson. This just doesn't come naturally. You guys practice that. When does that start in camp? Do you guys practice that tip drill every week? That's what he wants to know.
Right. Well, that's as you know, Scott, that's a drill that defensive backs do. But it was a heads-up play by Devin. I think he was trying to bat the ball away from Davis, and saw kind of JC out of the periffed him out of the side of his eye, and just put it that way. So really a heads-up play by by Devin.
I remember in the late 90s, you used to get mad at me because you had that circle, and I wouldn't throw it to the circle guy because you always had four defenders around it. You always made me look bad in practice with those picks.
I never wanted you to throw it to the circle. I want you to throw it to the open guy.
All right, Coach, if you want to ask this guy a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter, @Patriots, hashtag it AskBB. Coach, we've got the Belestrator later in the show. What are you going to take a look at with the Saints?
Well, a little bit of everything: offense, defense, special teams. They got a lot of good players and a lot of explosive guys.
All right, all the viewers, hang tight. More Patriots All Access will return after this, and later in the show, we'll have the Belestrator for you.
Coming up on Patriots All Access.
Relive a pivotal play from that magical season. We look back 20 years to the 2001 season in a Week 3 game against the Colts.
Throwing, picked up again.
And later, Bill Belichick spotlights all three phases of the Saints on the Belestrator.
But Cam Jordan has been a great player for the Saints for quite a while now.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Dan O'Brien Auto. Come into any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out. Ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette. Look good. Game good. Gillette. The best a man can get.
The 2021 football season will celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Patriots' first Super Bowl title. This week, which is Week 3 of the NFL calendar, we look back 20 years ago when the Patriots hosted the Indianapolis Colts, also in Week 3. This game was noteworthy for many different reasons, including quite possibly the catalyst in winning the franchise's first Lombardi Trophy.
We are all Patriots. Patriots are Super Bowl champions.
Foxborough Stadium, we're ready for an AFC East battle between the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots.
Week 3 of the 2001 season was notable for many reasons, not the least of which was the NFL starting debut of Tom Brady.
We don't know what to expect from this young man.
Brady was but a sidecar in making his first NFL start. He was carried by a dominant defensive performance against the high-flying Colts. Brian Cox's hit on Jerome Pathon was heard round the NFL and was one of the signature plays of that season.
Maybe the biggest play of the year. It was absolutely a tone setter, and it's kind of a message, not so much to them as it was to us, to all the Patriots, and like, we're here to play.
Clearly rattled, Peyton Manning threw 3 interceptions forced by a relentless New England defense that turned 2 of them into touchdowns.
They give us to Smith to the left, trying to find running room.
The Patriots supported Brady with 168 yards on the ground in beating the Colts 44-13.
And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon and welcome inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Gostkowski comes on to attempt a 24-yard field goal from the left hash on the kick aloft to the uprights, and the kick is good. With trips to the right, two receivers left. Shotgun snap to Brady. Pressure from the blind side. Throws to the end zone for Burkhead. Yeah. Reels it in. Touchdown, Patriots. Tom takes the snap, looks to the left, throws it again for Hogan, this time wide open. Twisting to the catch for a touchdown, Patriots.
The big news is the switch at quarterback, where soon-to-be Hall of Fame quarterback Drew Brees has retired. In his place is former #1 draft pick and Heisman Trophy winner Jameis Winston. They look like world beaters in Week 1 after dismantling Green Bay, but were humbled by the Panthers last week. The Saints were displaced by Hurricane Ida and haven't been in New Orleans since August 30th.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for what you've been waiting for, the Belestrator. And Coach, taking a quick look at the Saints here. They got a pretty good punt returner, Deontay Harris, right?
Yep. Harris does punts and kickoffs, and he's a very fast and explosive, dynamic player. This is in the divisional playoff game last year against Tampa. But we could see it last week in the Carolina game on kickoff returns. Tampa's trying to punt away from him here and kind of angle the ball over here to the sideline. But see Harris gets the ball and first of all is a fearless type of returner. Takes a big hit here. He's only 165 pounds, but takes a big hit here, bounces right off that one, and see how quickly he accelerates and can get going. So he gets to the outside here and now does a real good job of pressing into the sideline, cutting back, running through some arm tackles there, and just changes the field position all the way across the board. So he plays receiver, plays quite a bit at receiver, returns kickoffs, returns punts. This guy is really a big-time threat when he gets the ball in his hands.
Goes to show you, too, you don't have to go to Alabama. You don't have to go to Michigan. Little Assumption College right down the road here in Worcester. We're going to have a lot of Worcester people probably in the building on Sunday.
Right. No, they'll let's hope he doesn't give him a lot of excitement because he's really a very explosive player with the ball in his hands.
All right. And when you game plan against an offense, there's certain players, when you break the huddle, and Alvin Kamara's got to be one of those guys, right? Find out where he's offset, left side, right side, flexed out. This guy is dangerous as we take a look at him.
He's very dangerous, and here's a good look at a play last year in the early part of the season against Green Bay. And the Saints are running an over route here off of this quick play action fake, and the over route's covered. There's really no chance to get that in there, and so Brees throws the kind of outlet pattern out here to Kamara, which. This doesn't look very good either. This looks like it's probably going to be a tackle for a loss, and now here he goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and runs it. So really a 50-yard touchdown on kind of a nothing play, just lobbing it out there to flat to him, and looked like it was going to be a 4 or 5 yard loss. And this guy's really got a lot of skill. He's an excellent runner. He's good with as good as a pass receiver, not just running with the ball, but getting open, running good routes. And as we can see, his running skills, his balance, his acceleration. He's got good power. Here he kind of jumps over a little cut block, cut tackle there. Another poor tackle here that he just bounces off of and puts it in the end zone. So. Yeah, as you said, this guy, you got to know where he is on every play, and he's in there on most every play. When he gets the ball, he's extremely dangerous.
All right, we took a look at special teams. There's your offensive play. Flip it over to the defensive side. And I know you guys are trying to get settled up front, juggling some guys, but you got to contend with Cam Jordan up front as far as the pass rushing, right?
Yeah, they've got several good ends, and but Cam Jordan has been a great player for the Saints for quite a while now, and. He's got a lot of strength. You can see his get off right here, very explosive get offs, first 2 or 3 steps. Good quickness, good speed, and good power. Here he's using a little speed move and then turns around and humps the tackle here for Atlanta and just, jumps on Ryan for the sack. So Very, very tough guy to block, not just in the pass rush, but he's an excellent run defender. He uses his hands well. It's really good instincts, good length, and excellent balance. A very physical player. So they have a lot of good players on in all three phases of the game. But Jordan, Harris, and Kamara, certainly those guys are at the top of the list.
All right, Coach, great breakdown as always. 1 o'clock game against the Saints, NFC team coming to town. Good luck on Sunday. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, sounds good, Zoe. Thank you.
All right, buddy, great stuff right there. There's Coach Belichick and the Belestrator. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access in our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Before I even talk about the Saints, I want to get your thoughts on the Pats' first win over the Jets.
Yeah, good win, good road win. Anytime you get your first, that's got to be a little bit special. But I do think it was almost like a little bit of a throwback. It was one of those games where maybe they didn't play, to the top of their ability, but they just kind of watched the other team self-destruct. We've seen that, time and time again in the Belichick-Brady era. Mm-hmm. It was nice to see Mac Jones benefit from one of those.
And I think it was Bill Parcells who once said, before you can learn to win, you have to learn how not to lose. And I thought that, to me, is what defined that game. And I would just ask both of you, what do you think the reaction would be in New England if Mac Jones threw those 4 interceptions that Zach Wilson did?
He would have gotten booed just like Zach Wilson did. First home game he's getting booed. Awesome. Only in New York.
Let's talk about the Patriots offense for a second. What concerns you the most about this, Pats?
Well, to me, it would be the offensive line. I think Trent Brown's absence has certainly had a ripple effect. I don't think that they've been the strength of the offense that maybe, I know, speaking for myself, that a lot of us expected it to be. I think they haven't run the ball as efficiently as maybe they want. I think Mac Jones has been as advertised. Mm-hmm. I think he's protected the football for the most part. I think he's been efficient with his throws, a lot of short stuff. But I think they need to run the ball a little bit better, and if they can do that, maybe some of that red zone problem will go away.
The big topic of discussion, I feel like, in the media has been the deep ball. Why aren't you throwing it down the field? And so to me, they're going to have to do that at some point. But I also put it in the context of, look, this is Mac's second game that we just saw. It's a learning process, a growing process. And if the protection improves, Paul, I think we'll see more of that.
I like how Josh is handling Mac Jones, to tell you the truth. The Saints, in strictly quarterback Jameis Winston, what quarterback is going to show up on week 3? Because you had Jameis Winston, who was lights out in week 1 in the game against the Packers, and then he was pretty much invisible in week 2 against the Panthers.
Yeah, my guess is New Orleans, it might be the team that everybody around the league knows the least about because, A, of Jameis Winston's presence, but 2, they played 2 such diametrically opposite games, and they're probably somewhere in the middle. I think it all depends on what they can do with Alvin Kamara, and I'm going to go back to Mike now because I know Mike is concerned about the run. I'm going to guarantee you, Mike, that we're going to sit here next week and we're not going to be as concerned with the run defense because I have to think, while Corey Davis was the focal point last, Alvin Kamara is the focal point this week.
Mark it down. I love the conviction in which he talks. To me, you have to prepare that you're going to get his best, right? And so you prepare to get the best Jameis Winston, and we know with Sean Payton that he does a lot of different things to challenge you offensively, and we've heard the respect that Bill Belichick has for him. So I think you got to prepare to get the best shot.
Prediction time.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I would expect Jameis Winston to be a lot better, and it's going to come down to those turnovers. And if Mac Jones continues to protect the ball, I think the Patriots have a really good chance. However, I do think the Saints defense is capable of taking the ball away. I think this is a low-scoring game, and I'm going to give New Orleans a slight edge. I think people are really starting to look ahead to a game that might be on the schedule in Week 4, and I'm a little worried that there's been too much talk of that. I'm going to take New Orleans 20-16.
You think Belichick's going to let this team look ahead?
Oh, it's not going to be Belichick's fault. It's not going to be Belichick's fault.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the way Paul is going, but I think special teams is going to be an X factor for the Patriots, and I think they have the edge there. I like a dome team coming up to the Northeast, playing outside. I know the weather is going to be nice, but I still think Patriots special teams gives them the edge by a field goal, 20-17.
So you're going with the Saints. And
Yeah.
You're going with the Pats.
Same game though we have. I mean, one turnover is
Same.
going to decide it.
All right, guys. Good stuff. We'll see who's right next week. That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody.